7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 7:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm over St. Louis or near Clinton, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Expect damage to trees and power lines. Thunderstorm will be near or just around 7:05 Eastern Daylight Time. Old Saybrook around 7:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The National Weather Service already has issued a severe thunderstorm.
So if you just heard it in the background, we just went live as a new severe thunderstorm warning was issued. So we got another one from New London County. But the reason why I'm here live at this stage here is because we got a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for portions of. We also got a new one for Passaic and Orange counties. Great. But again, the considerable severe thunderstorm warning. We got our first considerable warning. Then now the warning just got canceled for Berkshire County and New York. So that's some news to bring you guys now. And they also put this one to considerable as well. And now I've officially put which county under it. But we've hit 50 again. Oh boy, you guys. We've hit 50 once again.
Back up at 50. At 51 now. All right, they did extend our severe thunderstorm warning out here in Pennsylvania over to Lebanon. Okay, so Lebanon, Pennsylvania, you guys have a 13 minutes before the storm gets to you. And then here's what we're looking at out there in Baltimore, Maryland with the storm coming in there. This is StreamTimeLive.com. Same people that do virtual rail fan, if I'm not mistaken. By the way, a lot of people out here in Arkansas City are tuning in. Looks like a pretty significant storm just went through. Now it's going to be going down towards Granola and Newkirk out here between Indianapolis. I'm sorry, whoa. Where did Indianapolis come from? Out here between Kansas and Oklahoma. Dang. Yeah, that was a big one. I don't know how I got Indianapolis out of that. But speaking of Indianapolis, we do have that former severe thunderstorm warning. Now just a special weather statement as it goes towards Indianapolis. It doesn't look like it's as strong of a storm anymore, but you still have a storm on the way to Indianapolis right now. Whoa, another awesome look at a shelf cloud out there. This is in Williamson County, Illinois earlier. Crazy SLC looked like a sea creature. That's nuts. 55 active severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Yeah, so the people in Washington, D.C. are apparently being told to evacuate. Even though this is like the farthest away the storms have been. Like, why are we evacuating now? The storms are leaving. Like, there was definitely a storm much closer while they was flying around and, like, people was eating hot dogs and stuff. This is what it looks like out there in Golden Beach in Maryland with that severe thunderstorm. This is Benedict, Maryland, with that severe thunderstorm coming in.
Yeah, lots of warnings
What y'all
issued.
go to on the 4th of July? Hot dogs?
No.
Shish kebabs? What do you think? Burgers?
Fresh with water.
Pizza? I feel like pizza is not a good. I don't think that pizza is what
Fresh
you
with
should
money
be having
continues.
on the 4th of
Westmoreland.
July. You don't have
Pike
to listen
County
to me,
King
obviously.
expired. Canceled launch.
You don't have to care at all like what I think, but that's my opinion. If you eat pizza on the 4th of July, that's. I just
The
I don't
news
agree
for
with that.
areas in
It's
Southern
like on a
Connecticut.
moral
Oh
scale
wait,
line, I
that's
think.
the heated. Before Litchfield County is canceled. That's some good news. Or has been allowed to expire, I believe. I'm not sure which one's which because they were looking at the storms in Litchfield County, Connecticut. And yes, those were definitely in Litchfield County, Connecticut. Although you might be seeing a shower here in Western Massachusetts pretty soon. And again, I'm sorry, but this is the way I have to do it right now. The trimming of the lights.
Don't get me wrong, I love
It's
pizza.
because
It's just not a 4th of July, Independence Day kind of food. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just the truth. I don't make the rules. I just report them. Okay? I'm the messenger. Don't hate the messenger or something.
Hi, JJ. Hi.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Dang. This is what it looks like out there south of Baltimore. This is the storm that's coming into Baltimore, Maryland right now.
What's this?
Yeah, hot dogs. I think hot dogs are probably the way to go, to be honest.
Detective warning. Ulster
I don't even
dog.
like hot dogs. I like hot dogs a lot less than pizza, but I would much rather have a hot dog on the 4th of July than pizza. Why? Like, what even brought this up? Imagine tuning into the weather and the guy's just sitting there talking about hot dogs. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, by the way, this storm coming out of Parkerfield, coming down towards Pawhuska in Oklahoma, this is actually a really dangerous and powerful storm. The one coming into Webb City and Shidler, you guys are about to experience some destructive winds up to 80 miles per hour. Oh, I brought it up? I was the one that first brought up hot dogs? Really? Sure, Jan. I don't remember doing that.
That's not. I don't like hot dogs, but you can like hot dogs.
Somebody's gonna have to look back at the record there. The hail on this one?
Because well, it's not surprising in the
What
hot
is it,
dog.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich with tortillas? That sounds weird, but that's a better option than pizza on the 4th of July for sure. Turkey sandwiches, I like that. I'm starting to get hungry. Yeah, this big line of storms right here, this is going to end up being the event of the day, I think. This is going to come down towards Bartlesville, Tulsa later tonight. Tulsa, your fireworks might be cooked.
The next time I see you doing the
Nice.
wind.
Here's a shot from Florida.
I think it could be next week.
Flying from Nashville to Pensacola, cool
Yes.
storm to the west. That is very cool. That's a little updraft, but a massive explosion of instability all the way up to the top there, flattening out. That's awesome. Man, I just want to be on a plane all the time, dude. This is so cool. I'm so jealous of pilots.
What's this? Sullivan?
Rainbow over storm clouds. There's some more of that flooding out there in Will County, Illinois. Surprised cars could actually get up the streets. Never been this bad, is it?
My car.
Whoa. 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 Coming back over to radar. Again, our most strong storms right now are in Oklahoma, in Osage County, and then in Kansas up here. The storm coming out of Parkerfield is looking pretty nasty. Somebody out here says, I'm eating pizza right now with a Dr. Pepper. Okay, you're banned. All right, how about that? Somebody at Pawnee says, do we need to watch this, or are we good? I would definitely watch this. It's going to be in Stillwater, Pawnee, Tallahassee, Bartlesville, all the way down to Tulsa. You guys are all in the path of the storm here, so definitely get ready for that. By the way, speaking of Oklahoma, yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I went to a conference. Okay, I went to a conference. Put on
Severe thunderstorm watch for they expanded it.
and a bunch of internet service provider owners that were there, and I talked about what I do, and I also talked to a bunch of people that own towers. And one of them is in Oklahoma, and I think we might actually have worked out something to where we're going to get a bunch
Severe
of
thunderstorm watch expanded.
in Oklahoma, specifically like around McAllister, Atoka, in places like this where we really need them. Some of them might even go up into Tulsa too, so like that's exciting. We got a radar hole down there, and also a lack of cameras. We did get a wind report.
They can issue it for Chicopee now. They put up a Harper Collins and Wyndham. So we got a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. Severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. They will issue it for the west of the counties.
New York.
They're gonna put Wyndham County, Collins and Wyndham under this. Collins and Wyndham under this now.
It was much more dangerous whenever that blip popped up over here about 45 minutes ago. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Glenn, Bernie, you guys are still getting hit pretty hard over here by this severe storm that's coming up into Baltimore now. I feel like Baltimore, Maryland, you guys need to get ready for some strong storms, like some very strong wind, some damaging wind, and also some hail. That's going to be happening here very shortly.
The National Weather Service is already has the severe thunderstorm on it.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Maryland's traffic cameras could be better. They could be better. Hope the ghosts at the haunted library are okay. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I think that they're fine though. Yeah, there was a little bit of a storm that went through earlier, but yeah, no big deal. There are some storms approaching. Our friend Hootenanny, the Hootenanny ain't even in the box today, so I don't know where Hootenanny is, to be honest with you.
Hey Ryan, by the way, not sure if you've caught this yet, Ryan. NWS just launched a flash flood rescue in Washington County, Mississippi. Drivers still trapped in a vehicle on flooded Old Route 71 in Fallowfield County. Fire departments injured. An official NWS local storm report documents a life safety flash flood rescue with a truck driver in Washington County, PA. This specific rescue detail is not something you see on your warning dashboard, and you're currently focused on Maryland. NWS Elizar, flash flood rescue in Fallowfield Township, Washington County, PA. Driver trapped in vehicle on Old Route 71. Fire department injured.
Okay, you definitely got your point across. Thank you.
I think this is for Hartford County.
That was like the longest possible way to say, hey, look at this storm report. There's a flood going on south of Pittsburgh. The vehicle is stuck in a flooded roadway with a driver still inside on Old Route 71. So this is some flash flooding that's happening down here near Litchfield, south of Pittsburgh, in Pennsylvania. So yeah, we've got some big time flooding going on out here, y'all. We do have some storms up here in northern New Jersey as well. These will be moving down towards New York City here before too long. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for New York and surrounding areas for the next 4 hours. 4 hours, y'all. Yeah, Baltimore's getting hit pretty good here. This is a considerable damage for a
Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings.
Like I said, the thunder has been non-stop. This is actually a really intense.
I can't believe it, guys. You're just joining us here. Severe thunderstorm warnings everywhere. Literally everywhere.
Dang. This is what it looks like just south of Baltimore. Dang, we've lost a lot of these too. There was a hail report, 0.75-inch hail out there near Glen Burnie. So yeah, you guys need to get ready for 70-mile-per-hour winds in Baltimore. Look up the permanent camera located on top of the Washington Monument. You can see the storm rolling in. Is there a permanent camera? I didn't know about that. We got this one. It looks like there's still a bunch of people out there. Is that what I'm seeing? Is that people? Oh, the camera on the monument is something that we can't show. Something we can't show, y'all. It's copywritten. It is copyright.
Well, the next.
Yeah, there's some very intense winds coming into Baltimore right now.
How about another one? How about another one?
So they did just issue a new severe thunderstorm warning for Baltimore, and it goes even past Baltimore now into Tucson or Towson and Bel Air. Still 70-mile-per-hour winds, considerable damage threat, severe thunderstorm warning. That's what we've got. I've got a back porch, front porch correspondent out here in the area, giving us a live view from their front yard right now. So this is what it looks like out there in Baltimore. You can see the skies are darkening and the wind is mostly calm, but it's starting to pick up. But this is what we've got coming. A very significant storm with hail and damaging winds. And whatever's going on here, what in the world is this?
You didn't mention that again. Because, yes. And I had deals with copyright already.
Big time.
Definitely. You're gonna have to watch that again in order to let me know
Both ways are
if
closed.
I'm allowed to do copyright or
They're
not.
rerouting people onto this exit right here. Like both
Because I
sides
think I
of
will not.
97 are completely closed off. Must have been a big accident.
But again, the only areas that would be under NSBA were actually these counties. We know Connecticut, Long Island, and New York, Rhode Island, coastal waters. Okay. So here's the official text from BOX about the severe thunderstorm watch.
If you're just now tuning in, this is what it looks like out here south of Baltimore, where we do have a considerable damage threat, severe thunderstorm coming in right now.
What? We also have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for not Fairfield, Litchfield County.
Dundalk, Edgemere, and all these places, all the way up there.
We're gonna go ahead and pause. Ryan, I have to pause. Ryan Hall, I have to pause this. I'm gonna go to Ryan Hanrahan for a check of this historic weather coverage. Now, APBN updated.
Riding Hanrahan tracking some dangerous thunderstorm moving into Connecticut. This is a live look in Litchfield. We're looking to the northward Goshen and Torrington for the severe thunderstorm that's moving in. And this storm, you see the trees moving there. It has the potential. There is wind gusts over 60 miles per hour, tree damage, and we've had a lot of lightning. And so many people out and about. Obviously, had to stay outdoors on late series. At cookouts, wait for fireworks. The storms have the potential to be unusually dangerous. If you've got some friends who are out and about, I may want to just give them a text and say, hey, just watch the western sky and move indoors before these storms make it to you. So we've got a number of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect from western Talon County through Hartford and then into northwestern Connecticut. I'm going to show you these storms one by one here as they move on through. So the strongest of the storms is the one that we've got that's moving into Torrington right now. It's moving on to the southeast at about 35 miles per hour.
What's this?
So that's storm number one. And another thunderstorm that's in Hartford. And we take a look outside Hartford where this thunderstorm is moving through right now. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Hartford. For this thunderstorm, the core of the storm is crossing the Connecticut River right now. And it's going to be in East Hartford and Manchester. So look for a camera at Decker Parks. Go back to radar. I'm going to track this storm for you again, moving to the east. Lots of lightning, heavy rain.
Severe thunderstorm warning! And we also got a flash flood warning for Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania, Williamson County, and Wyoming County.
The National Weather Service in upper New York has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern New London County in southern Connecticut, Middlesex County in southern Connecticut, north central New Haven County in southern Connecticut, until 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 7:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Continue our coverage on our NBC Connecticut streaming platforms. If you've got the NBC Connecticut app, we're streaming here right now. We're also streaming at NBCConnecticut.com. You can also watch us on one of our apps. If you've got a smart TV, Roku, something like that, you can find us there. And we're going to continue the weather coverage. Now we're going to head back to Sail North 250th coverage. We'll be back on the air as necessary this evening to keep you safe as these storms move through. But also,
Alright,
front yard correspondent in the WeatherWise app, sharing their stream with me right now, showing the wind picking up out there near Parkville in Baltimore City, Maryland. Look at this. The wind is really starting to pick up there. Thank you so much for sharing this with me.
I got something else. So as Wygan was talking, there was now a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Middlesex, New Haven, and New London counties. I forgot to put New London errors. That's because I want to keep it as it is because, you know, it's just enough to cause some storm threats right here. And I did add the Connecticut counties. I might myself add Hamden County as well, although it will not be official by the SPC. But again, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and except for Providence, of course, and Berkshire County in Massachusetts is under a severe thunderstorm watch, and we had severe thunderstorm warnings mainly in Connecticut, and one of those Connecticut warnings was also for Berkshire County, Massachusetts. One was also very close to Berkshire County.
Up to 70-mile-per-hour winds could be possible here.
So we're going to go from one line to another line. Ryan Hall is still with me here as we continue with these severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. And we're actually getting some rain right now in Chicopee as well.
And yeah, so where some of the heaviest rain happened, that's where...
Actually, no, not one.
You know, that's where...
But we're dealing with rain in western Massachusetts as well.
I wonder if this is water-related. Because I don't know if a car accident they would close all lanes in both directions. I wonder if there's like water going over the road or like a tree down or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure what's going on here. And that's because we're currently on the air at 7:35 with some severe weather coverage. And it's just emphasizing the point that we're actually on the air.
Road buckled?
And again, we got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. One of them might be including Fairfield County. Well, would be the first warning to include Fairfield County today. But again, the severe thunderstorm warning continues until 7:45. And looks like Litchfield is also in there. Okay, Litchfield, barely under the severe thunderstorm warning. Many storms across the area. And I actually remembered Salisbury having a possible tornado in May 15th, 2018. But they never produced a tornado at Salisbury. So that would be some good news for those communities. And then we will not see a tornado today in southern New England during the storms as they move through. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. In fact, 4 portions of counties in the affected area. Looks like we're going to probably see a severe thunderstorm warning for additional counties in New Jersey and New York as we continue with the severe weather coverage. But the main focus right now in our regional area is on Litchfield County. Litchfield County is under that considerable severe thunderstorm warning. This will be until 7:45. Not until 7:45. It will be until 8. And this is mainly, we had reports of, and the reason why is because they were at 70 miles per hour wind gusts. Yes, 70 miles per hour wind gusts. What does that mean? That means considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. When you see a severe thunderstorm warning, take action now. If you have a tornado warning, do not attempt to drive under an overpass. We've seen that in our earlier live stream where we had one person in an overpass, under an overpass actually, in the area. But that was not the case anymore. And this one was the closest to a warning being issued for the Pioneer Valley because that Hartford Talon kind of because it just got on the just a couple feet away from portions of Hampton and Munson. That's in the I think Hampton's in the Pioneer Valley, but I believe Munson's in the hills, in the eastern hills. Sorry about that. But the concern continues for some severe weather today, and of course. We're going to be monitoring that threat as well. We are monitoring the Macy's 4th of July fireworks. That is going to be on NBC at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We got a severe thunderstorm warning. And it includes the counties of Bergen, Passaic, Orange, Putnam, Rockland, and Westchester. Had it been not affected from a cutoff, it would have also included a corner of southwestern Fairfield County. I don't know why they didn't do it. So we got Westchester, Orange, Putnam. Most counties saw every section of the county, with the exception of Orange being southwestern Orange County. If time follows, of course, we're going to be monitoring the situation, and we'll see if we will be back on the air with you through the day today. But again, the ESP Live Doppler radar is detecting some showers and thunderstorms. Some of those showers and thunderstorms could be within the Poughkeepsie metro area. Oh, and I don't know, I think it was turned off to do the update to the computer. So that's why we're probably off. We were probably off there for a little bit, but it did not affect our watches and warnings. In fact, there's so many of them. In fact, we got a report of down power lines in New City, Carmel, you also in there, East Fishhill, Poughkeepsie, Salisbury, you named a few. And in that actual case, if you live in Middletown or Hartford, not good at all. In fact, Hartford just got slammed by lightning. In fact, we just got some lightning strikes over in downtown Hartford. But most of the lightning is going to be in Torrington, and it's in the portions of the Farmington area. In fact, we might see lightning hitting the radio booms, causing outages of certain television stations if the power goes out in Hartford, which could happen. We've seen frequent ground-to-ground lightning, and once we see frequent ground-to-ground lightning, you know what this means. That can mean bad news. Bad news for those in Hartford County. I got some good news for those viewers in Boston! That special marine warning for the Boston Harbor has been allowed to expire, so that is some good news. So the thunderstorm has weakened once it reaches Boston Harbor, but we're now looking at Salisbury, Sharon, possibly Canaan, North Canaan, and maybe Norfolk. We'll see what happens in the strengthening, But if you are in the area of Salisbury, Sharon, possibly Canaan, Cornwall, and Kent, you are ready to see what will be the line of thunderstorms. It's going to weaken once you head up north. When you head up north, that's when you see some rain. In fact, some heavy rain still, but the thunderstorm threat diminishes. So yeah, we actually got a recent lightning strike, like a couple miles south of Great Barrington in possibly Mount Washington in Massachusetts. And so the concern continues for the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms. What does that actually mean? Well, you know that means. Let's go back to Ryan Hammerhead because he got an update.
Meteorologist Ryan Henry here. We have a very dangerous thunderstorm that is over Torrington and reports of trees down throughout the city. And the storm has the potential to produce large hail and strong damaging winds. So we want to keep you posted on this storm. We're going to stay on the air as the storm moves on through because this is unusually intense. So here's the storm. It's moving out of Torrington right now and it's moving into the northern part of Farmington and Burlington. Here's Route 4. The storm moved to Torrington just a little bit ago. We have numerous reports of trees down. Seems like some pretty significant damage in town. And radar is showing the potential for some very large hail. Now, I don't think the hail is quite this big. However, radar is showing the potential for hail of potential size. Now, it's so hot and humid out there that some of this is going to melt a little bit. So the size is not going to be quite that big, but let me tell you, this storm is very, very intense. And if you are the path of it, stay indoors. You probably want to stay away from windows. Don't be concerned closed windows to see what's going on outside because these storms have potential to take down a lot of trees and power lines. And we've seen that with some of the damage reports we're getting. That was from, I believe, the fire department in Torrington that reported that. So let's track this storm. We know where it is now. So where is it going? Well, the storm's heading right into the Farmington Valley. So it holds together. Bristol, 752. Farmington, 755. In Britain and Newington, around 8 o'clock. The potential is there for large hail, strong damaging winds, enough to take down trees and power lines as the storm moves on through. So let's zoom in a little bit closer for you. We also have some storms farther to the south that are not quite as intense, but it's this one here that is the strongest one. This one's crossing. Route 8 has crossed Route 8 and is now heading into Burlington. So let me give you a closer idea. This is pretty much the whole town of Burlington that's going to get this. Right now it's over Johnny Cake Mountain, moving into the town. It's going to continue heading down toward Collinsville, right along 177. There's the Farmington River right there. Again, that's the core of the storm here. I'm going to switch the radar over to velocity mode to see if I can see anything. You know, radar's still picking up some pretty strong winds here coming through Farmington along Route 72. And so that's the main concern here with this one. We've got the potential for that strong damaging wind as the storm comes out of Litchfield County and heads toward Hartford County. This is the severe thunderstorm warning we have for it. And I'm going to shift this over here. Just bear with me for just 1 second. I want to take a look at these warnings we've got. So here's the severe thunderstorm warning for Litchfield County. Weather Service saying hail size of 1.25. That's about the diameter of a half dollar. Significant hail. Winds up to 70 miles per hour. Just shy of hurricane force. Now it's going to be localized. It's only in some neighborhoods, not everywhere. When you get winds that strong, you've got potential to take down trees and power lines. Now we got another severe thunderstorm warning here in Hartford County for the storm again leaving Litchfield heading in Hartford County. And that goes until 8:15 this evening. So let's go back here if I can to radar and zoom in a little bit closer for you. If you don't mind, I'm going to step off the screen here for just 1 second to take a look at some of the other data I got here in the weather office. See, get more information. So again, the worst of this again, now when we get to portions of Burlington and Bristol, it's a real nasty storm that has the potential. It's really the only one in town that's the strongest at the moment. Again, the potential here for strong damaging winds enough to take down trees and power lines as it moves on through. And of course, quite a bit of lightning. These storms are going to be prolific lightning producers as they move on through. That's the main concern with these thunderstorms that we have. So again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for Litchfield County, Hartford County, Talon County, thunderstorms coming through, but the strongest one for sure is here in Litchfield County, right? You can pop it back on and give people a closer look at exactly what towns are getting impacted. So here's these first things off. There used to be a thunderstorm point for this line of storms that's coming in from the west. We've got a lot going on here. So let's go back to the strongest storm. I'm not sure all the other storms today. We got a storm here in Middletown, Queens, Hampton, another one toward Norwich. These are not nearly as strong. The storms in New York, those are strong. They're moving in. We'll get to those as they approach. But it's this one that's heading out of the Litchfield Hills, moving to Burlington right now that is the strongest. So Burlington, Bristol, especially the northern part of Bristol, coming up 69% of Bristol, you got it in a safe spot. The wind can be quite significant. Decent hail can be fairly significant as well. Potentially the size of golf balls as it moves on through. And if it continues, it's likely to be going. So with so many people outdoors and so much lighting, I can show you lighting here. See what a prolific lightning producer is. These are all cloud and ground lightning strikes. So lightning has hit something here in Burlington, Harlingen. There's just a lot of just big storms that we have. And there's the center of the storm. So we're a little closer here into Burlington. So the leading edge of the storm, that's where you'd expect the strongest of the wind. So right along 69, there's Chickasaw Road, which goes south into Bristol, Cornwall Road, there's Stone Road, and the worst of it, and moving through, where we've got potential for some hail right now, the western part of Burlington, over by the town line in Harlingen. So again, that's the strongest storm we've got. It's heading into the Farmington Valley right now again. The storm is potentially producing large hail. I'm going to switch this over to our hail tracker to show you what we've got. Let's see where you can see this orange. It's yellow and orange. That's potentially for $50, silver dollar size hail coming out of Farmington, coming toward Burlington. And again, it's going to drift off to the southeast. So Farmington and Bristol, you're next. It's coming out of the hills down into the valley right now. It's moving off to the east and southeast as the storm will come through. This is the storm, how it looks right now in Plainville. And you can see getting a little wet, getting a little damp, but the worst of the storm still hasn't moved quite in. It's going to go downhill fast though. And again, we have reports of numerous trees and power lines. Just got a report from Burlington. Our friend John Bajoni up there on Johnny Cake down in Burlington, he reports dime-sized hail from the storm as it moves on through. Let's go back to radar. Take a look at the thunderstorm here. Again, strong wind is going to be the main concern here with the storm as it moves through, along with that hail. Moving to the south and east right now at about 35 miles per hour. See this area of brighter green from Bristol to Burlington. So the radar's detecting strong gusty wind, potentially wind strong enough to take down trees and power lines. So the Weather Service is warning for winds up to about 70 miles per hour of this thunderstorm as it moves out through. Then back off to the west, we've got this line of storms. And this is actually, initially, this is what we were most concerned about, this line of thunderstorms, because this is potentially quite intense as it moves out through. But if these renegade storms out ahead sort of stole the show, at least initially. So let's track the strong one. We'll see if this one may start to weaken a little bit, because it's going to move into an area that already had a thunderstorm. So the atmosphere over West Hartford and Newington to Hartford is a bit more stable, because the temperatures come down a little bit because we're a little bit rain cold. But again, it holds together in Farmington right about 8 o'clock, maybe right in East Berlin at 8:12 and 8:17 in Rocky Hill. So let's go through all the warnings we have for you right now. Now, severe thunderstorm warning means there's potential for winds over 58 miles per hour and hail larger than the size of a quarter. So you got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Hartford County and Collin County. This pointing down to the south, we're not as concerned about it in Middlesex County and Logan County, because that storm is weakening quite a bit. We got this another warning for Fairfield and New Haven counties for this thunderstorm that's about to move in from New York State, and yet another warning for the northwest corner. That one also, the Weather Service saying is potential to produce winds for 70 miles per hour. So lightning on a day like today when so many people outdoors, a huge threat, right? Lightning's dangerous, lightning can hit. So you gotta make sure you're inside when the storms move out through. So that's threat number one. Threat number two is the wind. We've got a lot of trees in Connecticut. It doesn't take much to start taking down trees and power lines. So that's the concern. It's got a new update this morning. I want to take a says here, it's the warning here. Hartford County again warning for hail size up to about $0.50 as it moves on through. As I mentioned, you can see Hartford, that's a look at that storm as it moves in from the west. Now, Hartford already had quite a storm that moved up through just a little bit ago. But the core of this one that we're watching now, moving out of Burlington into Bristol, radar shows strong winds, quite likely that we can hear the thunder at the station in West Hartford. The core of this storm again, heading toward Plainville, up to Bristol. Ryan, it would be great. We may want to get that camera up again shortly here. That storm that's moving out of Burlington into Bristol and portions of Plainville. I'm going to zoom in for you one more time. Show you the storm. There it is, Hartford County severe thunderstorm warning. This one unusually severe, and we tend to get a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings around here. And to be honest, a lot of them are sort of marginal storms. Not the most significant. This one is. There's the storm in Plainville before it moves in. Still sort of calm.
We got a severe thunderstorm.
So keep an eye on that. Right if it gets interesting, feel free to pop it back on. Got a new warning for Litchfield County, the line in New York State. But again, the concern here is Bristol and Plainville and parts of Farmington from the storm that's moving through. Let's see if we got lots of weather watchers who will text me, so just take a look here. Nothing new. There's the storm again. Bristol, Burlington. That's where it's going.
In northern Connecticut, southeastern
Plainville, 6 into Bristol. That's next. This thunderstorm. We'll go back over the hill track. Curious to see what it says again.
located along the line.
Over estimates. But, you know, this is in Burlington. Line size hail, we got an update here. Ping pong ball size hail. So these are pretty significant potential hail sizes here in Bristol. Something we don't see very often. Again, I think they're overestimates given how warm and humid it is. And I think I haven't seen a lot of big hail reports so far. So take that for what it's worth. I think it's more signal just how intense the storms are together.
Maryville, New Hartford Center, Woodbury Center, Gaylordsville, Woodbury Center, Gaylordsville, Fall Village, New Crescent, and Cornwall Bridge.
That's to produce some more strong damaging winds. I want to switch this over here
Severe thunderstorm.
to our power outage tracker to see what we have. And these are a little delayed, so it takes a bit of time to update. And we have seen some of these power outage numbers come through. We've got about 10% of the town in Waterville power, more than 10% in Watertown, Guilford, and Madison from that thunderstorm that moved through earlier. A decent number of power outages there. So that's why we've got these warnings in effect, because you get these storms, the lightning can take out power, but also the wind gets branches and limbs and trees to come down. That's when they start to see some issues. So a number of warnings, but I want you to pay attention to 2 storms here on the map. This one that's moving through Bristol, heading into Plainville, coming out of Burlington, and then this line that's coming into western Connecticut from New York State. Both of these storm complexes have the potential to produce strong damage and winds enough to take down trees. And again, a lot of people here in Connecticut have a lot of trees around their house. It doesn't take a whole lot to get a tree to come down on a house. That's why you don't want your eyes open to the wind and watch the storm coming in. I know that's what these meteorologists not to do, because I love watching the storm come in, but it can be dangerous. And of course, if you someone outside, get them inside. Because, we've got a lot of fireworks celebrations going on. So people are eager to get out and enjoy it. But tonight is not the night. It's dangerous to be out there with these thunderstorms. You get a bunch of people in. It can be pretty dangerous. All right, here's a look at Plainville as that storm moves in. Obviously, you can see around the wind is picking up as well. It's just to see how strong that wind is. We've been watching the storm since it was in Litchfield as it moved on through. Again, the potential here for strong damage winds, enough wind to take down trees and power lines. The worst of this one's coming into Bristol. And it's going to continue into Plainville, portions of Southington as well. Plainville right now seems to be about to get the worst of this one. That's quite a bit of rain. You can see the sheets of rain there moving through it. If you look at some of those trees are really moving around quite a bit. And the Weather Service again warning for wind gusts over 60 miles per hour with storms as they move on through. So I do expect to see a number of power outage reports areas. So again, we're going to give you a closer look here. These two storms, this one now moving through portions of western Hartford County, Bristol, and Plainville. It's going to head right into New Britain. From Plainville right along Route 10, and Farmington. Just looking at some of the behind-the-scenes products, I think the storm may be trying to come down in intensity, which would be great, which we want, but that doesn't eliminate the wind threat. So as you can see, these storms are producing some very strong winds as they move through. So here's 372, there's 84, and again, the storm now coming down Route 6 out of the western part of Farmington and Bristol. And again, it holds together. Here's Batterson Pond, there's New Britain, right along 72. These storms are moving right in there. So we'll switch this over to velocity, and right here in Plainville is where the radar is showing potential for some strong wind, and radar showing winds up to about 60 miles per hour.
Severe thunderstorm warning. Destructive.
Daylight time for Litchfield and southeastern Dutchess
So
counties.
you could see
At 7:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Norfolk to Near Lake Terminal, moving east at 50 miles per hour. These are destructive storms for Paul and New Milford. Hazards include 80 miles per hour wind gusts and half-dollar-sized hail. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. Locations impacted include Torrington, New Milford, Sherman, Palmer.
Next 90 seconds, let's sort of go through what we've got. We've got a thunderstorm watch for all of Connecticut. We've got warnings in effect for this storm, the strongest storm now heading into Plainville. From Burlington, coming out of Burlington into Bristol and Plainville. This is moving on toward, continues to head toward Middletown. And then off to the west, we've got another line of thunderstorms. I'm going to track this one for you. The strongest part of this one is about to come to Danville.
Oh my goodness, another destructive.
Northwestern New Haven, northern Westchester, and Putnam counties. At 7:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near 5%. Sherman to near Lake Carmel to near Beacon, moving southeast at 45 miles per hour.
Alright, we're gonna send rains over. Now, because this is an historic situation, I'm gonna send rains over to the one. Ryan Hamer will have to stay with us here from NBCCT. So we're gonna go ahead and go watch TV. No, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Are we still on the air? We're still on the air. The generator and the Starlink work. Hey y'all, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I'm y'all watching this. This is plumb wild. It's absolutely nuts. This is knocking over trash cans. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with my... Yeah, I'm on generator power right now. Y'all watch out. Dude, this is crazy. It's probably like one of the strongest storms we've had this year, and it's just that tiny little blip. So I can't imagine what this one's going to be like for you out there in New Milford. You guys definitely need to be getting indoors, away from windows. Big time push of damaging winds coming into New Fairfield right now. Could you guys hear the generator and stuff kick on whenever it did? This is why we say never underestimate a blip. And I can't play the song because I've lost it. This one may be the more concerning storm. It's hard to believe. This one is extremely intense, about to come into Sherman. Let's go back here. Velocity. Wow, okay. So, the radar is showing some very, very strong winds. About to head into Sherman and Brookfield. Winds here likely over 70 miles per hour. And this is going to move into the South Barry area, parts of Milford as well. This is the potential to take down a lot of trees and power lines. This storm as it moves on through. So there it is in Sherman. So the two main storms to the south for you. So we got the storm heading into New Britain right now. That's storm number 1. Back to the hail tracker. Let's take a look here. Okay, the radar still showing potential for pretty large hail there in Bristol. Crossing routes that's heading into Plainville. Going to throw a storm tracker on this and let's track the storm that we've got coming into New Britain. Again, so New Britain, Berlin, 812 in Berlin, heading into Cromwell at 821, Middletown at 824. That's that storm there. And then we'll go to the storm that's about to head into New Fairfield and Brookfield. And there is some rotation on the storm, so we would have to watch out for a quick spin-up tornado here with this one. Although it doesn't really make a difference because the winds will be so strong regardless, whether they're spinning or moving in one direction. It doesn't make a difference. It's enough to take down a tree or a power line or cause damage. So that's what we care about. So New Milford 814 for this one. New Fairfield right about now. South Barry 827. Monroe 835. Ansonia 844. Woodbridge 849. Back to the warnings. Just want to keep an eye out to see what our friends at the Weather Service is doing with these storms. Got a lot. So the Weather Service warning for golf ball size hail, wind of 60. Got another warning. So I can't keep track of these warnings at this point. But what we are going to do here, there's two main storms that we're watching. So most of the state effectively is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. I think every county has wind to me. So we got that line. Let's take a look at Danbury right now. And Ryan, just keep an eye because we're going to go up as soon as possible on wind here. Not as possible, as you know. Danbury is just south of that strong storm that's moving through. Let's go back to radar. That shifts us back over to velocity mode. Oh yeah, okay. So, right here, about to go. I can't think of a worse, and thankfully it's late in the evening. But right over Candlewood Lake right now, and these are very, very strong winds. I think they're probably up over 70 miles an hour. Oh, okay. 92. So this is some really powerful winds. That's the lake. I really hope people have brought their boats back to the marina or taken them out of the water because besides the lightning, the wind is about to be terrific on the lake. You can see, if you look, you can see this little sort of loop around here. So that's strong wind.
OMG, gosh.
Again, right in Brookfield, right over Candlewood Lake.
Multiple different severe thunderstorm
Sort
warnings.
of reminds me, not to the extent, it gives me a little bit of a flashback to the 2018 event. Sort of the wind was in the same exact place that moved through. So again, the potential for some strong damaging winds with these storms. Yeah. keeping an eye on this here. Okay, reports of power outages coming in on the Berlin to Britain line. Not a surprise. This is a power outage map. I think it has been updated a little bit, but it will soon. It'll be Fairfield and Brookfield, but right now, Southington and Berlin are getting one heck of a storm that's moving through.
Southington and New Britain, and also the potential for strong damage and wind about to take
And
down trees
actually,
and power lines.
Brian, I think we can go back up here.
Tree damage, significant tree damage in Torrington from the storm that moved on through just a little bit ago. I'm going to switch radar here over to the hail tracker, and right now, radar is showing potential for some very large hail. I think this is overdone. Sometimes the radar estimates tend to be a bit high, but I mean, that's what the radar is showing us. It's hot and humid, some of that's probably melting, but still, it just goes to show you this is an unusually significant thunderstorm that's moving through. So that's where it is right now, moving through the southern part of Arlington, especially in Britain, down into Plainville and northern part of Southington. Let's track where it's going. The storm's moving on to the southeast at about 35 miles per hour. That's the storm track. You've got to stay indoors. You've got to stay away from windows. If you know someone's out and about and you're trying to hunker down before the fireworks or whatever, send them a text. Tell them to get inside because these things are dangerous. 812 for your ETA in Berlin. It's probably already in Berlin, to be honest. Cromwell at 822, Middletown 824. That's this line of thunderstorms coming in. All right, let's go back to the west because we've got another very intense thunderstorm that's moving through portions of Fairfield County. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Fairfield County. The National Weather Service says this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. That means it has the potential for winds to 80 miles per hour. We keep going for a little bit here, Ryan. I want to show you exactly where this one is. So we're going to zoom in for you. It's in New Fairfield and Brookfield, unfortunately right over Candlewood Lake, which I know was mobbed in people trying to enjoy Independence Day. The storm is from New Milford down into Brookfield. I'm going to switch this over here to the wind so we can see just how strong the winds are. We have wind gusts here, potentially up to about 70 or 80 miles per hour. And I can show you just how strong they are in Brookfield. See these darker blues? Yeah, that 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. So let's take a look at where this one's going. Again, the storm over northern Fairfield County, but it's heading right towards Southbury and Oxford. No stranger to severe weather there. There's the storm, the worst of it, heading to the south and east. Southbury at 825, Monroe at 829, Oxford 833, Ansonia 838, Woodbridge at 844, Orange. And altogether, they can down to Metro New Haven by 846. So again, two very powerful thunderstorms here in Connecticut. Both of them potential to produce large hail and damaging wind, tree damage, power outages, all expected. I think we'll see a number of damage reports. We're already starting to get some in. And we're going to send you back to Macy's Independence Day festivities, where we will continue our coverage on our streaming platforms and NBCConnecticut.com. So you'll be able to stay ahead of these storms. Be safe out there this evening. We'll keep you up to date.
Southbury at 825.
Alright, right here, we'll have to stay with you guys because we are continuing with this historic 80 miles per hour wind gust coverage. And we do have a report from Burlington, from one of our storm reports, of 56 miles per hour in Burlington. 1.75. What does 1.75 mean?
On our streaming platforms and NBCConnecticut.com, so you'll be able to stay ahead of these storms. Be safe out there this evening. We'll keep you up to date. And welcome back, everyone. Again, we're watching these storms moving on through. We've got two very powerful storms. If I have a little bit of good news right now, we've got the storm that's moving through Berlin that we've been tracking seems to be weakening a little bit. So that's great.
That is what we wanted to see. We want to see that storm begin to weaken just a little bit as it moves in. The one in Fairfield County, though, remains quite intense. Just looking to see if we've got any. We do have a report from golf ball sized hail in Bristol. We're getting hail in Berlin. We reported a golf ball sized hail in Bristol just a little bit ago. The Weather Service again warning for the potential for 80-mile-per-hour winds. There's a storm out in Fairfield County that's heading into portions of New Haven County as well. So just a real mess of storms out there. And you're looking at all the warnings. I've got the velocity node set up here. Actually, Brent, from the Litchfield camera, the SEC, not that good yet. You can see the storm sort of right over Litchfield at the moment. And that's where it's moving through right now. It doesn't, obviously the clouds are sort of low and sort of threatening. But at least right now I'm not seeing a lot of strong wind there. For sure, the storm that, at least we've got the two storms that seem the most intense right now. We've got one that's moving through Berlin. Looks like that's beginning to weaken just a bit. And then the other storm that's moving through portions of Fairfield County again remains quite intense. All right, here, let's go back to radar. Show you the storms moving through. Walking back and forth. Oh, here's the storm moving through Berlin. This is Route 9, I'm guessing. You can see, wow, look at that. The lightning, and strong winds. Again, we have reports of golf ball sized hail just a little bit ago in Bristol. Thunderstorms have moved on through. That's a wicked thunderstorm we got there. Go back to that one. Get a closer look. So over here. There's a storm about to move into Middletown. Again, it seems like the worst of it has weakened just a smidge from what it was before. I'm going to back the hill tracker here. And again, this was showing us a deeper red shade. It doesn't happen anymore. So again, the storm has weakened a little bit as it heads toward Middletown at the moment. Here's a look outside in Waterbury. See, those are stop for fireworks celebrations. Those are, we're actually looking to the north right now, and that they're about to get quite a storm. And you know, that was one of my concerns today, is that, you know, this was 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, the storms are problematic, obviously, but you know, the concern would be you get these storms, and people are out and about trying to enjoy the 4th. You can't blame them, right? But when you get this much lightning, this much wind, it's very dangerous. And so I hope people saw the sky get dark and took the appropriate measures to stay safe, because we've certainly seen a share of lightning fatalities in Connecticut. I remember years ago, people in Bridgeport were killed on a pier. People at Hammonasset, a million seriously injured about a decade ago. So lightning can be quite dangerous. And then, of course, you've got the wind. So here's the storm heading into Middletown. We got that very strong wind in Berlin. Brian, if it looks good, just pump it up for me whenever. The wind's coming down pretty good. I don't see any damage there, which is great, but obviously it's quite a bit of lightning. And that wind is still whipping pretty good. Let's go back to radar. Let's take a look at the storm track here. Go back to the laptop for a minute. There we go. Middletown again's right over you. East Hampton 833. Haddam 837. Lewis 840. East Haddam 842. That's the core of that storm. But go back to the larger view here. I want to show you the storm that we've got here in Fairfield County. This is going to be the next one that we've got to watch. There it is. This little hook here. That's where you've got the potential for the strongest wind. That little hook about to cross Housatonic into South Country. And you've seen, of course, before what that can do with a lot of tree damage and power line damage. And radar still, all these areas you can see in this lighter blue shading that's hitting the Danbury, that's when radar picking up some very, very strong wind. And where you see that strong wind, that's a good indication that you have potential for some strong damaging winds. Weather Service in Boston is warning
starting to diminish, huh? Which is good news, but again, the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until this severe thunderstorm. But again, a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. We've seen reports of strong wind. And lots of severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, an outbreak of severe thunderstorms moving to Connecticut. I did want to let you know that we're going to be on the air until this considerable warning passes, and then we're going to be off the air for a little while. Again, we had a great time with you guys. We're already at 55%, so once we're done here, we're going to probably be unplugging it from the wall outlet. But again, we have our first actual warning from the National Weather Service. It's going to update to the severe thunderstorm warning. 1.256 miles per hour. I was just looking at that one because that's the concern with those damaging counter ground lightning strikes. But again, a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Fairfield County until. I'm gonna give you several warnings here. We had most of the severe weather today was down in Connecticut. In fact, some of those were destructive. There was only one severe thunderstorm warning for Berkshire County. That was the first thunderstorm warning was also for Berkshire. But that's the reason we're on the air. So if you don't mind, if you want to go to West Harbor Street, not West Harbor, but you get the point. But we were talking about some of these storms that we were moving through here throughout the day today. It doesn't matter anyways because you know the concerns were for tree damage and power just. That's why we've been on the air. You're constantly for the last, let's say, 4 hours because of these severe thunderstorm warnings. They were basically turned into strong to severe thunderstorms, and it's why here to monitor the situation. Alright, now 8:26, and we will be here with you guys, and I didn't want to mention here that if we were airing continuously, we would continue beyond. We only in an hour and 19 minutes, so we'll see what happens. But a severe thunderstorm. Now, water is about to get slammed, everybody. Look at this. This is actually New Haven. I'm seeing the New Haven camp. And it looks like it's going to be very, very close from the storm. But again, looks like we need severe. Looks like if there was going to be a severe storm, it would probably on the order of at least this area right here. So, We're coming up on around 17 minutes until this the considerable severe. Okay, they're going to continue the special marine warning. They're going to activate it for Long Island Sound and Buchanan Gardner Space. Go ahead, Ryan.
Service warning for winds here up to 80 miles per hour when the storm as it moves on through. I'm going to switch the radar here to velocity mode to show you that all of these little areas of light blue from Greenwich all the way up to just north of New Canaan and then continuing up toward portions of the Monroe Newtown down to Southbury. That's what the radar is picking up some very, very strong winds. And so these winds are strong as they take down trees and power lines. We've got quite a bit of lightning out there. These are the dangerous storms. We have more than 10,000 customers without power. That updated about a half an hour ago. I imagine the numbers are quite a bit higher. The worst of this storm is going to head toward New Haven as it moves on to the south and east. New Haven has missed the storm so far, but won't for much longer. Ansonia, you're next with the storm at 8:35, Orange 8:44, 8:50 to New Haven, and continuing east toward Branford. So, good news, bad news. The good news is the strong supercell thunderstorm that dropped that very large hail that is weakening as it moves through Middletown and heads toward Colchester and East Haddam. Farther west, though, the concern is going to be strong damage and wind. They're not concerned about hail, but from Waterbury south from the Naugatuck Valley, including Naugatuck, Beacon Falls, and Oxford, and then south toward Derby, then back through Fairfield County, the zone will be toward New Haven. Strong damage and winds, a possibility of power outages possible as well. If you know people are hanging out outside, waiting for some fireworks celebrations, just send them a text and tell them to get indoors because these things can be dangerous, especially on a night like tonight with so many people out and about. So we're going to send you back to our Macy's fireworks coverage on NBC, but we will continue our severe weather streaming coverage on the NBC Connecticut app, NBCConnecticut.com, or if you've got Roku or Smart TV, we've got our streaming coverage continuing there. We're going to stay on the air with you as much as possible on our streaming apps and keep you ahead of these dangerous storms that we get.
All right, that was actually a great talk to be on concern here because oh boy, what a show. And we got a severe thunderstorm warning. If you well, if you're on the live stream, that was the only way to catch that severe. Someone off home. I'll go ahead and I'll delete that one. this one is, I don't know what video is this for. This one I'm gonna store this time. This one, no good. I'm gonna go ahead and bring some more. Oh, restore sound? Time to read this. Time to delete additional ones. Restore this one. Go ahead and delete all. Which 120. Jim, some breaking news coming into our newsroom now. This is just in. The Macy's 4th of July fireworks show will now begin at 9:02 p.m. This is due to severe weather approaching the area. They say that if they were to be done at 9:30, then it will be canceled due to them. No. But it looks like the severe thunderstorm warning will just be bumped to base, and hopefully we'll get back on the air with coverage in about 30 minutes. Once again, if you are now just joining us, the fireworks display will now be on at 9:02 to beat the weather. So we'll be right back with the continuing coverage, and also I'm not sure if the Star Spangled Springfield will be held or not. We'll double check. So again, we're waiting for the official announcement by committee members. We have not heard back from the West Delaware Reserve Base. That is according to one person that was reported by the I'm not sure yet, but we'll see what happens. Again, if you're just joining us, the storm threat is now over, which is some good news. We have destructive concerns. Everyone was paying attention to the radar indicated threat, and we've seen many reports. In fact, Spotter Network Austin reported severe weather, and then reported and then official reports 56 miles per hour in Burlington. We have a report of damage in Burlington. It's just comes in. 23 miles down on Route 4. So that basically explains how we are damaging again. And then around other areas, we got Bristol. We got 2 reports there. Multiple down on multiple trees were down, and also power lines were down on fire. If you see a live power line to your car, you have to call 911 immediately. That's an emergency. That's according to one person. Once again, if you are just joining us, sign out on Funny Ryan now. According to according to New York City Emergency Management, they have. We'll be right back with that. Okay, getting the considerable threat for again, if you're just joining us right now, we received reports of I got a new warning in effect for city function warning for Bridgeport. Let's get that in there because it's just in.
National Weather Service state up in New York has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Fairfield County in southern Connecticut, south central New Haven County in southern Connecticut, west central Suffolk County in southeastern New York until 9:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 8:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Trumbull to Litchfield, moving southeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Expect damage to trees and power lines. Severe thunderstorms will be near Bridgeport and walk around 8:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Huntington Station and Huntington around 8:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Dixon's around 8:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Garlic and Deer Park around 9 p.m. Eastern
in our considerable has finally been allowed to expire, which is big news. But now we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Fairfield, and even if you're just joining us, lots of severe weather in Connecticut. And according to a report from Fox News, we are going to have an early start time for the, this is not official, and we have New York City Emergency Management. Yeah, if they do, we will let you know, and we'll hopefully get ready for the fireworks display. Yeah, and we're going to be back on the air and not after the fireworks display, unless there is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Just don't go anywhere. Alright, but there are still severe thunderstorm warnings left, so we're going to be bringing you updated information through live news, and latest information on pioneervalley.com. Hopefully we can get some. Have a great rest of your day.